Hi everybody, hey, I'm back again, and this time I have a tutorial coming up, and a tutorial today actually, after I talk about a new series I have coming up called Heroes and More. So it's not just heroes, there's more designs on there once you get that download. If you go over to my website, I'm going to put in the link below, but I'll just say it, jlamagic.com/balloon-tutorials/ and I might even put it at the bottom of this video too, so you could be probably staring at it this whole time. But I just took time to make some really cool superheroes that you can use. They're really fun, and you'll see for yourself. I have a few here, and if you go to my website, you'll see some of the pictures there. But don't leave just yet, because we're going to be learning how to twist a Moana. That's right. That movie just came out not too long ago, and a lot of people are thrilled about it, and so I figured if you don't already know how to twist a Moana, you can do that right now after this transition. Welcome back. Now it's time to learn how to twist the Moana. Let's go over some of the balloons we're going to be using, and then we'll get started with it. And I am using 3 markers to do this. I'm going to be using a white marker, a brown, and a pink. The brown is not necessary, but I like to make the eye color a little bit darker. And so right away I'm holding something that you're going to need if you want the face pre-printed. Right now I'm using what they call link balloon, or quick link balloon. Right, so you see that it has the little tail on it on the top there, and that's going to make the hair easy to attach when we go to make our character. And this has a pre-printed face on it, and I got this from laroxmagic.com. That's where you would get this, and again, I'll put a link below so you can actually get these if you need to, so that way you don't have to draw the face. But even if you just get the brown ones with nothing on them, you could just draw your face too. But I know there's a lot of people out there are not interested in drawing, and that's okay. That's what these are made for, okay? So I'll have a link to these down below. Alright, so let's talk about the other balloons we're going to be using. I have these already pre-inflated, ready to go. 2 blush 260s, a red 260, a black 260, and a brown 260, okay? Alright, so what I'm going to do here when I twist and teach, for all my tutorials, usually before in the past I didn't do this, but now I do, I'm going to bring the sound down while I twist, and I'll do voiceover, so it'll minimize the squeaking. I know some people cannot deal with the squeaking. I understand, it can get really annoying after a while. You know, when you're at a gig, it's just loud there, and it doesn't, you know, it's part of the ambiance, doesn't matter. So anyway, let's get started. Let's bring that music down. Here we go. Alright, so the first one we're going to start with is a blush balloon. We're going to make the oar using this, and so we're going to start with the loop and 2 pinch twists to do this. And you might notice that I'm going to try to keep speaking the whole time. It's mainly because I don't want any dead air, but also I want to make sure that you really get what's going on here. So I did 2 pinch twists there, and it's just 2 bubbles, and they've just been flattened basically. And so there I am trying to practice the oar. I'm not very good. And so I'm leaving a tail on it yet because later I'm going to size it. And right now I'm actually sizing these 2 balloons up here because I'm doing the torso and I'm going to do the bottom of the skirt. So I want to do both. So I'm just splitting them, and I want them to connect really well. And so what I'm going to go for right now is 6 bubbles for the blush balloon. And so right now I'm just digging for that nozzle. I'm going to use it. I pulled that nozzle through, and I'm just helping to secure that blush when I go back down to the bottom there. So after looking at this structure at the end, this blush part could have been taller or longer. I went shorter than I don't know, I just didn't, I measured it wrong, but it's in the end it still looks fine. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm going to squish the balloon through the red balloon there, kind of, you know, what I'm doing is I'm creating a lot of friction there, and you see I just broke it off there, and what I'm going to do is just pull the rest down and push it inside there, and friction is going to hold it in place. So it's in there pretty tight, and the red is in there pretty good. So right from there we're going to go ahead and twist those 2 together, and that nozzle I'm holding onto, and I'm going to pull it through. And the last thing I'm going to do with the red here for now is I'm going to just roll a pinch twist in the top there. There we go. And I'm not going to get rid of that just yet. Alright, So the next piece I'm going to move to is the brown. So that way, or excuse me, the mocha is what color that is. And we're going to make our arms from this. So there's a pinch twist with the little loop. That's going to create one of our arms, and I'm going to shock the balloon real quick to get our little elbow. And we're going to twist it right into that pinch twist area right there. And see, having that other red balloon there makes it easy for us to twist it around. Alright, so we're going to shoot for our second arm here. And we're going to do 2 pinch twists on this one, and the reason I'm doing that is because I want that oar to go in there real easy, and it'll help support it when I go to add it. So we don't need any more of that mocha, and I'm just going to wrap that around a couple more times to really secure it. There we go. Alrighty, so that's done, and so I'm just pointing that out. That's where the oar is going to go, right there. Alright, and so now we're moving to the head and the hair. Okay, so first I'm going to start with a small segment, and then I'm going to do another segment, but I'm not going to match it. You see that? By doing it longer, it causes the longer one to bow. And I'm going to follow that with the pinch twist. And the pinch twist that you see there, that's kind of like a crab claw. I'm using that same idea. I just wanted to give her hair a little style. So anyway, you see I got the pinch twist here. The front of it is what I'm going for. The part closest to that claw-like design there, I'm going to wrap the link around that part. Okay, I don't want it in the back, I want it in the front of that pinch twist. Okay, so now I'm going down the back of the head and I'm rolling that into the nozzle there of the balloon, and I'm just going to go up and down a few times, and I'm going to be rolling into that pinch twist up top. And you notice I'm squishing the balloon when I do that, keeping it nice and soft, and I'm coming back down to the nozzle. And what I am doing a couple times, I'm actually reaching through and grabbing that nozzle a couple times to lock it in place, because I don't want that coming undone on me. There we go. So we're almost there, and I would say out of everything, this is probably the hardest part of the balloon, I would say, to do, just because that nozzle is so short. So one thing I would advise, and I didn't even take my own advice on this one, I should have, is if you have a little scrap, a little tail of a balloon, you could definitely tie that on there. So there we go, and the head came out, or the hair came out a little crazy, but we just adjust that. There we go. Alrighty, and so because we have that tail on there, I wanted to keep that red balloon there and just twist those two together and we'd be good to go. And I almost made it, and I thought I was good, but you'll see that we lose our red pinch twist there in the front, and I really need that to keep the head in place. So I recreate another one right here. And the good news is, see, that's why you sometimes leave balloons, so you can still have a little room to play. And so I was still able to get a pinch twist out of that, which is really cool. The balloon is still really soft, don't need the rest of this, but we're not getting rid of it because I want this structure to be nice and tight and strong. So I am gonna dip down with that red tail that I have left, go down and come back up again, and that's just gonna strengthen that torso area. See, so I'm definitely pulling that down. See, I'm not getting rid of it. And you could even, in this case I didn't do it, but you could go down into the blush and come back up. In this case I just went to the bottom of the red and came back up and went around the neck, just because I did have that balloon pop at the top there, and so I want a lot of friction around there, so that way anything that's thinking about coming loose won't have a chance to. So I'm just trying to tie up all my loose ends, and that's one way to do it. So I'm just adjusting it a little bit, make sure it looks good, just for aesthetic reasons, and there you go. I think I'm pretty satisfied with that. Alrighty, and so last thing we're going to do is we're going to add the oar, but the oar is not just going to dangle by the side. If you noticed from the other one that I made, we're going to roll it into those 2 pinch twists that we made on the arm earlier. It's going to sit there nicely, and then we're going to size it at the bottom. There we go. And I just find, okay, about where is the bottom there? That looks pretty good. So what it is, I'm going to twist off and leave it tail, tie that off, and a nice amount of tail. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the bottom here, you can see, and I'm going to push that little tail of the balloon that I have in there. I'm going to push it in so it'll stay nice and snug. There you go. I didn't really tie it in there or anything, I just pushed it in there, and I think it came out pretty good. Alrighty, I'm just going to dress it up a little bit, make sure it looks good. We made it to the end. Alrighty, so we made it to the end of the structure. I had a little bit of a mishap there when that red little pinch twist at the top there popped, but that's okay, we still worked it out. So sometimes that happens, you just never know. And actually when I started moving that around to the oar hand, which is the 2 pinch twists, ended up on this side. I went on that side. I guess I could fix that if I wanted to, but it's okay. Alright, so I'm going to start with the white first. I'm going to go ahead and hit up the edges of the eyes here. If you get this print, you'll see real quick, you know, which parts you're going to color in. And let me come up here and do this. There we go. Hold that there for you so you can see. Alright. Color the other one. There we go. Alright, so we're almost done there. And then I notice, if you notice that there are a couple spots down here in the lips. So they're also highlighted, so you can see I'll hold that right there. No problem. Okay. And then let's go with the pink, and then we'll do the brown last. And the pink is going to be for the lips. So I'm just coloring, and there's no drawing in this, which is really cool. It's already been taken care of. One less thing to worry about. I wish it could be more exciting watching me draw. Okay, there you are. And then I just happen to have a brown. You can see your eyes are already brown, but I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a darker brown just to really do some work for the eyes there. And there's one eye. And we'll do the other one, and that's all she wrote. Okay, so you see there it is. I'll hold it slowly so you can actually look at the art also. So even if you do have those brown balloons, you can study the art and realize like, oh, this is how I can do it if you go to draw your own. But again, I'll put the links down below if you want to get this balloon that's already pre-made. You can definitely do it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this Moana that you can make. Don't forget, like I was saying at the beginning, my Heroes and More tutorial is going to be on my website, and I'll put that at the link below. I thank you very much for watching, and I really hope that you can use this design since that movie is out and it's popular. You can now offer this. Alrighty, take care.